And I guess we're on. How's everybody doing out there? We'll give it a minute or so for some people to join. Here's my guy T Push. All right, we got some guys coming on now. Ready to roll. Let's do it. We got a few today. We were empty yesterday. My thoughts on the games tonight. You're going to get my thoughts on the games tonight. Give us a couple of minutes. We'll get into it as the show goes on. I have a much bigger card today. Yesterday, just the 3 games. I told you guys yesterday, none of the 3 games had enough room for me to actually make a bet, but I leaned to the 3 favorites. So if you went with that, you lost the net game, but you conquered the 2 other ones, the Jazz and the Clippers. I like to have enough room, extra room. Ben, you coming on with me, buddy? I'm waiting for my man Ben. While he's not around, guys, I'll give you a quick look at the NBA injuries tonight. Even though we went through them yesterday, they may have changed up a little bit. So first injury of note is Bradley Beal. He will be back. He had the last couple of games off due to his grandmother's funeral. He's back for Washington. That game's sitting at Charlotte 1. Pacers is 6.5. That's actually the top game. I go in order of Don Best, which is the official Las Vegas rotation. So Indiana Pacers is 6.5. No injuries on that game. Wizards, like I said, Beal's back. Hornets are 1 in that game. Pelicans at Heat, and that game is a mess for the Heat. Butler, Bam Adebayo, they're both questionable. And Dedmon, the backup center for Bam, he's also questionable. Suggs was questionable. He's going to play, though, for Orlando. Cleveland game, I told you guys this last night. Mobley, he's going to be out for up to a month with an elbow problem. And Jared Allen had an illness. He was sick, missed the last game, and he didn't even make the trip to Brooklyn today. He's out. No big men for them there. And while we're at that game, what's happening, my man?
Hey, John, going. You're giving a little NBA injury report right now?
I am, and I'm down to the Cleveland-Brooklyn game. And
that's a big one.
Yeah, like I said, that's a mess. This is the one game I'm going to give out that I've already given out to the VIP members and to our How to Beat the Bookie website members. I basically gave it to you guys last night. I told you if the Nets didn't win a game, they would come back a little angry. I see them coming back a little angry after getting embarrassed on their home court by Golden State last night. And Cleveland's coming in with no big men. Their big men, Allen and Mobley out. Next guys in line are Ed Davis and Taco Fall. Not real intimidators around the rim. Kevin Love is going to come off the COVID list, it looks like, but he's been out for a couple of weeks. Don't know how much he's going to do. So that was my one bet. I guess, like I said, I basically told you guys that last night. We gave out Nets minus 9.5. I like that spot tonight. I think they'll really put it on them. I think Harden is going to be getting to the basket at will tonight. And I think they're going to put big numbers up. And for you guys that do play around with those props, Harden might be a good prop. Like I said, expect him to get to the basket. I did bet another game in the NBA, but to get that, you got to become a How to Beat the Bookie member. I've also sent out my first NFL game. And unfortunately, guys, that's just for the VIP members. I don't post the NFL on the website until after the Thursday night football game starts. So that's what's out there. To follow up with the rest of the injury report, Celtics were questionable with Williams, the center. And Atlanta's got 2 game time decisions, Bogdanovich and Yuta. Milwaukee's got Middleton coming back, his first game back in 8 games from COVID. Again, don't expect him to be lighting it up. I would expect him to be eased back in. Houston looks like Porter Jr. is questionable. Minnesota, not a big guy. Reed, the backup center for Towns, he usually gives him 12 to 14 minutes. The biggest injury tonight, you got no Luka tonight for Dallas. They're in Phoenix for a 2-game set. They'll play tonight, and then they'll play again Friday night. He's looking to miss both of them and maybe even a couple of more games. And the last game of the night, Portland's got Lillard and Powell listed as questionable, and that's why you see that game is down at 1.5. If they play, that's a 3-point game, 3.5 Portland. So I gave you the one game that we played was the Nets. Let's talk about we got anything in there? Ben, any questions?
Jay Irving's asking about the Wizards-Hornets game. I actually personally have a play in that Wizards game. I really like the under 220.5. 3 of the last 4 games for the Wizards have not even hit the 200 mark, and the one that did go over 200 only had 205. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, their last 2 games have been under 208, and the home as a favorite. That under is 8-2. So a lot of trends there. Both these teams have been scoring the ball a bunch, but this Wizards defense is a big part of that. This Wizards team's actually been playing pretty good defense. So as far as who wins this game, I actually lean towards the Wizards. They are on a 5-game winning streak right now, and they're heading into a back-to-back with Miami, which is going to be a tough little back-to-back. So I think they want to head into that 6th game with a win here against Charlotte.
A little bit of a different take on that game. All the How to Beat the Bookie members know we had the Wizards the other night with a huge comeback, down 19 points against the Pelicans. So they got a big comeback there. This might be just a little bit of what I call a sandwich game because they are looking ahead to tomorrow's game with the Heat. So it just might be a little tough spot for the Wizards. But as Ben said, under if you guys that are members, How to Beat the Bookie members, and you read the write-up, the Wizards defense right now, Pelicans are the only team in the last 5 games to score 100 points off them. The last 5 games, so they're averaging 93.4 points against a game, the Wizards. So playing real good defense. But again, so the spot, I'm not crazy about the spots for the Wizards. They could be just looking ahead to the Heat a little bit, but and again coming off the huge comeback win the other night without Beal. But under in that game, this total opened up at 217. So the money is all gone towards the over in this game. Just because it's sitting at 220.5 right now.
A lot of people here in the comments asking about this Bucks-Lakers game tonight. That's going to be an interesting game. I mean, this Lakers team hasn't been playing well, and Milwaukee obviously getting Middleton back. They haven't been playing horrible considering they have been without Brook Lopez, DiVincenzo, and Middleton. But that 9 spot for me is right on the money. I don't feel one way or the other in that game. John, I don't know if you have any feelings on that game, but I think that 9 spot's right on the money.
Yeah, tough call for me because, again, we don't know what we're going to get out of Middleton. Again, I'm not expecting a lot out of him first game back. Lakers are just absolutely horrible without LeBron. I mean, I can't believe how bad a team that they are. You still got Anthony Davis. You still got Westbrook. You still got Melo. But for what you just can't put it together, they're a bad team. Right now, they're one of the lowest rated teams I have. I got them rated actually like kind of with the Timberwolves. You know, that's how far down I've got them right now. The couple of games they won at home were in overtime. You know, they did beat the Heat, okay, but the Hornets in overtime. So a couple of overtime tough wins at home. Got to do better than that. So they're real bad. But without Middleton, again, like I said, Milwaukee, they haven't shown much either. Freak he's Freak, but hasn't been the Freak without Middleton there. Okay, so maybe this will take a little pressure off him, having another scorer, capable scorer on the court. Holiday hasn't been real good either. I mean, his defense is always there, but his shot hasn't been there. So they're right now they're a different team, and obviously missing your number 2 guy, Middleton. You're going to be a different team. So let's see how they get back tonight. But again, like I said, wouldn't expect a lot out of Middleton. Be shocked would they give him more than 25 minutes, to be honest, the first game back. Let's see what happens. There's a game, like I said, I don't need to bet every game. I need to bet on games that I know, that I have a real feel. I don't have a feel for this. Lakers are terrible. What are we going to get in Middleton? I have a feel for the Nets. I really feel after a beating at home on their home court, they're going to come up against a team, like I said, that has no big men. Nobody stopped them at the hole. So that game opened up at 10.5 and went down to 9.5, and I'm like, you just couldn't make it even any better for me. And I was all over the Nets minus 9.5. Ben, let's go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say one more comment about that Lakers-Bucks game. It's also interesting just because Anthony Davis is probably one of the top 3 players to match up with Giannis on the defensive side of things. So that'll be an interesting matchup. That's also what makes it a bit of a tough read. But, yeah, I agree. With Chris Middleton just kind of being first game back, you never know what you're going to get with that. And then, Eddie, you're down here asking about this Kings-Timberwolves game. That's my other NBA play I have tonight. That line's actually moved a bit to 2.5 now. I like the Kings at plus 2.5. This Timberwolves team, they're 1-8 straight up their last 7 games. They're 1-6 against the spread their last 7 home games. But they're coming off a really tough skid right now. I mean, they had a 4-game road trip where they had to go to Golden State. They had to play the Lakers and the Clippers. Prior to that, they had 2 back-to-back with the Clippers. And then when they came home, their most recent game, they played a tough Phoenix Suns team. So the last 7 stretch of games have been against really tough opponents. And the Kings have actually been playing really well on the road. Dating a bit back to last season with this stat, 13-4 against the spread, their last 17 road games. And their last 4th game they just had of this. Oh, there it goes.
Are we good?
Yeah, you're back.
With this tonight.
Goes there for a second.
All right, buddy. Bulls game. I really like the Bulls tonight. I've been playing great. Well, Bulls played really great basketball the last 2 games, but one of those games against the Lakers, and we just gave you our opinion on the Lakers. They beat the Clippers, who were playing good basketball. Game before that, they got smoked by Golden State. But Golden State looks like a real good team, one of your top teams in the NBA right now. They don't have Vucevic. And the story of that game, like I said, is Lillard and Powell, both questionable for Portland. So I can give you a better answer how the Bulls will do against Portland tonight once I know the injuries. Kings at Timberwolves, we answered. Plus 9.5 might be too much. Exactly, they are a tough team to bet. Hey, always tough to win by, no question about it. Like I said, for me to lay a big number, I need a team that wants to win. And I think after getting burnt like that at home last night, that's the motivation that the Nets will need to come out strong. Couple that with, like I said, you're not missing one big man. You're missing both big men. You're going to look at Cleveland's lineup tonight. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, no worries. Julio's asking about Buffalo, Northern Illinois, and college football tonight, guys. I love Buffalo tonight. He was talking about how it's a bit of a fishy line. This Northern Illinois team on paper, they have been playing a lot better recently, so that's why it's kind of weird that it is a low minus 1.5. But they are without their second leading rusher in Whaley. They're without their number 1 targeted receiver. Actually, he's questionable. The number 1 targeted receiver, Richie, is questionable. The number 1 tight end is questionable. And this Buffalo team beat them by 19 last season. The win that Northern Illinois had last week, they played really sloppy. They shouldn't have won that game. And they got lucky on a iced kick, missed field goal. And then they got a second kick around, and then they got a hit the second time. And then a little weird motivational edge also for Buffalo, who's at home tonight. It's also senior night, so that's one of those things, revenge games, senior nights in college football. You get those little things to get extra home field advantage, extra little motivation. And I think they're going to take care of business. I actually have them Buffalo money line as one of my plays tonight.
Okay. As I was saying, guys, just that go back to that Cleveland Nets game. You're looking at a lineup tonight of Rubio, Garland, Osman, Wade. I don't know who they're going to start at the center, if they're going to stick Love back in there after missing. I mean, it's just going to be a real they got a real rough go. Cleveland's going to have this. I joke sometimes. Is basically they're going to have Garland, Rubio, and 3 guys they picked up from LA Fitness to run up against Brooklyn tonight. So to go through the rest of the games, I know we asked you some questions on a bunch of these games. What else we got? That's college. Hawks -4 yesterday, up to 5.5. Thoughts? Again, my thoughts are, I told you guys yesterday on the show when I gave the overnight lines, Hawks -4 looked a little low. I did not send that game out for the reason is because I got 2 guys questionable. Their game time decisions, Bogdanovich and Yuta for the Hawks. This is already with DeAndre Hunter's out. He's had wrist surgery the other day. He's going to be out, I think, for about 2 months. I mean, you could wind up with 3 of your wings out, and I can't like the Hawks at -4 anymore. If I knew those 2 guys were playing, I would have sent out -4. So, I mean, that game's up to 5.5, but those are my thoughts on that game. Central Mich. You guys want to talk a lot of college. Guys, love it. Do me a favor. Go to Ben's show at 7 o'clock. Do all that college talk here. A little college, and Ben will give his games. But after that, well, I want to shoot you guys over there with college. Knicks -11. Yeah, I said that yesterday. Just not laying that number. Knicks are averaging, I believe, only 96 points a game in their last 3. I'm going to double check that for you. Knicks. You get 96 points per game in their last 3 games. The Magic beat the Knicks at the Garden earlier in the season. So there's a little revenge there. But why do I want to lay that kind of number with a team that's not scoring? You got to be scoring to cover 11 points. Do you think Celtics win tonight? We talked about that. No Buffalo. Appreciate it. Ben, Ben. You're going to take over the show here, Ben. They all want to talk college. What do you think about the Falcons +7 at home? That's tomorrow. We'll talk some college football tomorrow. They do have the running back, Patterson, hurting. KD for 8 rebounds. You guys want too much of that stuff. That's the props. I told you the one prop I would do. I just feel this could be a game that Harden busts out. Hasn't been playing right. I don't even know what his points and assists or whatever might be, but this might be a game he goes off scoring. And Rubio's been balling, no question about it. He started balling actually the day that we had the Cavs at the Knicks. He lit the Knicks up, totally lit them up. We had the Cavs that day +8. Cavs wound up winning by, I think, 17. What else we got here? NBA only. Somebody only wants NBA. All right. Well, we want to get my man Ben in a little bit. Dundon, yeah, not bad. Dallas plus the points tonight. And somebody else also said that the teams, when the star players are out, usually lose. That's not so. I'd like to know where you get that stat, or is that just something you're coming up with? It depends. Look, sometimes they over inflate a game, like I said that the other night with the Wizards when you had Beal out. So I just felt that they took too much points off for Beal. That game should have been a higher game. That's why I gave it out at -3. Game went up to 4.5. And even though we were down by 19, we covered.
Some of you guys talking about college basketball a little bit. NC State +4 versus Oklahoma State. That game's a bit weird to me. NC State's been playing good. I'd lean Oklahoma State in that game. They're healthier. Both teams are on a back-to-back. NC State lost one of their big men, Bates, and that's kind of the big thing here for me. Oklahoma State's got a big guy in Sissa, and I think that he's going to cause problems because, one, NC State on a back-to-back, they have 2 guys injured, 1 guy questionable, but their big boys are hurt, so that's going to hurt you down low, and size matters a lot in college basketball. So for me, that's Oklahoma State or pass.
Okay. Can you talk about Thunder Rockets? I could if I didn't give that game out. What I say is the Rockets beat the Thunder by 31 points earlier in the season, 33 points earlier in the season in Houston. And like I said, you got Porter Jr. questionable for the Rockets. I believe the Rockets have lost 12 in a row. Read between the lines. You know where I'm going. Don't think twice today. Buffalo money line is the play. Rhode Island minus. Ben, you turned the whole show into a college show here. Everybody is giving their college stuff on.
Yeah, there's a lot of college action tonight, but actually there's a massive NBA slate compared to last night. Only 3 games last night, a bit boring there. Yeah, a little ESPN matchups tonight, especially actually. Looking at some of these other college comments. The only other play I have in college tonight, guys, is with Drexel. They're going up against St. Joseph's. It's another one of those college games that opened up +2. Lines now at -1. Drexel 3-1-1 against the spread. Last 5 road games. They played each other last year. Drexel edged it out 81-77. And in this game, the one thing that would make you a bit hesitant here is St. Joe's does have the size advantage definitely against Drexel, but Drexel just came off a game against Syracuse. Syracuse had a bunch of big boys, and they were able to hang with them. They actually out-rebounded Syracuse 30-26, although they lost by 15. They did cover the spread, and they hung in there with a big team. And this St. Joe's team isn't nearly as talented as Syracuse. So, yeah, as long as Drexel keeps shooting lights out like they have been at the free throw line, taking advantage of the bonus free throws, they should be good.
So we got some people giving their opinions here. The Pacers are a significantly better team at home than on the road. But is there any chance they lose at Detroit? Of course, there's a chance, guys. Hockey picks. Go somewhere else with hockey. Don't know nothing about it. Invite J.E. Cavalier to the show. J.E. Cavalier, you're invited. Come on. Look, guys, anybody is invited anytime. You can come on and we'll talk basketball. We'll talk NFL. I'll talk Major League Baseball with you. Talk whatever you want. And I ain't going to talk soccer with you or hockey. That's for you guys to go bullshit somebody else. But, hey, I'll talk sports with anybody. Anybody's invited here. Matter of fact, I think I told you guys yesterday, Capper said he wanted to come on. Hey, buddy, come on. I think he thought better about it because he happens to charge his guys $20 a day. And he does not have the knowledge I have. Nobody's got the knowledge I have. So if he charges his guys $20 a day and he comes on, talks with me a little bit, and they see I've got quite a bit more of experience and knowledge that he does, and I charge $19.99 a week, maybe he thought about it and says, hey, that might not be a good business move. So anyway, anybody's more than welcome on here. Like I said, a bunch of guys in this business who's charging $100, who's charging $130, $200, what for the season, and they don't have a clue. And like I said yesterday, not going to mention any names, but I can tell you, people that are in this business ask me for my opinion. Who do you got today? One guy had to get the big, he was asking me every day. I said, buddy, go to my website, become a member, and you can find out who I like every day. So, yeah, everybody's always invited. Even if you don't agree with us, guys, we'll talk about it. Look, I used to have a guy when I first got on Instagram, and he was a Canadian guy, and we would butt heads constantly. I was right most of the time on him, and I would kid him. I'd be like, come on, Bo, what does a Canadian know about football? I would break his chops. But that just got to the point where it was ridiculous. Like, if I win 6 straight, I lose a game, that's the game somebody's going to pounce on. I don't have time for that. I just cut loose a lot of guys because I don't have the time to argue with them and say where I'm right. It's already stupid already. You want to ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. Come on, we'll talk about anything. Anyway, this is my boy Ty Crane. I know you're another Canadian. You're a good Canadian, though. We love Ty.
Are there such things as good Canadians, John?
There's got to be, at least a couple. You know what I mean? We're only breaking balls. A lot of my stuff is breaking balls because that's the only way. Everything is all in good fun, right? You was giving us winners in the summer. I've been trying to give you guys winners all the time. Look, if you guys were with me through the baseball season, especially at the end of the baseball season, I absolutely killed it. And I had dogs. I'm not these jerk offs that give you hit. Go lay $1.80, lay $2.20 like they're a capper, and like they're giving you some fucking news to lay the biggest favorites on the board every day. We were going down the stretch. I remember like yesterday, I had Colorado plus $1.85 against Beulah. Beulah was knocked out by the third inning in Colorado. I mean, this is the difference between me and what these fake-ass fucks they try to do. Like I said, who's the biggest favorites on the board? They want to be able to tell you they hit 65%. Yeah, if you're fucking laying 2-1 in every game, you better hit 65%. You got to hit 67% just to break even if you're laying 2-1. That's what most of the guys don't realize. So we don't go by percent. I don't go by units. People ask me, I had a guy asking me yesterday, what's my record for the last 3 years? I'm like, buddy, are you the fucking IRS? Come on, be serious. You know what I mean? All the knowledge that I have that we spit out every day and that we write on the website, do yourself a favor, flip a coin, make a bet, and go find yourself somewhere.
John, we're getting a lot of questions down here about Thursday night football, Falcons, Patriots, about that 7-point spread. I mean, me personally, I've been liking the way Atlanta's been looking last couple of weeks. I like the way Pitts has been developing tight end. I don't know if you guys watched him. He's getting better with each game, getting more chemistry with Matt Ryan. And Patriots, man, they're someone said it earlier in the comments about them starting to become overvalued, and that's definitely a thing. They're starting to pick up some traction. Definitely been they covered 4 in a row now, and it's this New England team. It's due for a tougher game here in primetime. All these primetime games have been tough and close. I said this last week, heading into that Dolphins-Ravens game. And I think it's been 5 of the last 6 dogs now have covered in primetime on these Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night games. And it feels like it's going to be another one of those games, in my opinion.
Look, right now, this kid, Mac Jones, he has been getting better week to week. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he's got the best coach behind him. And this team is playing defense. Yeah, it ain't Tom Brady, but this is the model of the old Patriots. Defense, good quarterback play, and a great coach. So, again, he's not Tom Brady. This kid's just a rookie. But just look at him week to week to week. He only completed over 80% of his passes last week. He was 19 out of 23, 198 yards, 3 TD passes, and they took him out at the end of the game. It was such a blowout. And on the other hand, Atlanta went to Dallas, and they got waxed. And there's an example of Dallas got whipped the week before at home by the Broncos. You knew they were coming with a game the next week, which was last week against the Falcons. Kind of similar. My reasoning with the Nets tonight, after getting an embarrassment on their home court last night, they're going to come out with a little hate in their heart. We're going to want to run it back up on somebody. But my numbers don't make the game quite as high as it is. Just don't know if I want the spot for Atlanta. Don't want to catch a dropping knife. Ryan only had 117 yards passing last week. 2 teams going in 2 different directions here. So I just can't back the Falcons at home. That number would have to go to at least 8 for me to want to get involved in it. Like I said, the preview is up on the website. Just I don't have a play. One of my main guys has got Patriots 28-3. Hey, that's very possible. Like I said, Pats are playing fantastic. Their defense, defensive-wise, they've allowed just 13 points in their last 2 games. They're only allowing 17.7 points per game. They're second in the NFL in scores and points scored against. So I need a reason to bet Atlanta. I'm not finding one. When I look through what they're looking like, especially coming off of last week.
I like that comment right there about Patriots winning 28-3.
Pats due for a letdown game, short week. I don't know. I don't know. I've watched the Patriots for years in the Belichick dynasty era, and they don't have too many letdowns. You know what I mean? It's and they're not. I don't think they're at the level yet where they would take games lightly. I think this Mac Jones, he's not. I mean, again, he's a rookie. He's a rookie quarterback. So I don't know that he's at that level yet to say, oh, we're too good. We're going to walk into Atlanta and go through Atlanta like Sherman went through Atlanta. You know, I just don't I don't see it. But hey, anything's possible. That's why they play the games. Like I said, my numbers don't have the game quite this high, but wouldn't be interested. Wouldn't be interested in any not even 7. It's got to be over 7 to even tickle my fancy a little bit. Total again. The way New England's playing and the poor performance by Ryan could only lead me to want under. I haven't made that decision yet either, though. That's about it, guys.
We got a couple of comments about Butler, Michigan State tonight. Garrett saying he's on Butler. Medina's on MSU. That's a tough game, guys. That's Michigan State's definitely the better team. That's what that.
Real quick, Ben.
Go for it.
We're going to have both Butler and Adebayo both out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Butler probable, Adebayo out tonight. Oh, shit, look at this. But Lowry out also.
Oh, wow.
Lowry and Adebayo out. Butler probable for the Heat. So you guys get it right here. That line going right, that's moving immediately. 6, some 6.5, 6 and 6.5. So you got Bam Adebayo's going to sit. Kyle Lowry's going to sit. Butler's going to come back. It'll be his first game off the ankle injury. And I'll have to make a decision where we're going with that game. And that's pretty much it, guys. John, parlays and teasers for suckers. Yes, they are.
In the woods.
Only one way to win. Bet straight. You know, you want to hit that one big hope and a dream. Go play the lotto. Look, all the bets, like I said for years, all the bets that are made, that the better thinks, oh, that sounds great. And it's, you know, the bookies came up with the bets. Who do you think they're going to favor? They want you to make those bets. They want you to buy the numbers. They want you to make teasers. They want you to make parlays. That's the easiest way. The bigger advantage you give the bookie. He's already got a big advantage to start with. We talked about it yesterday. When you're laying 11-10, NBA and NFL, you already got to win 52.4% of your bets just to break even. As soon as that's just laying 11-10. You go up, you lay $1.20. Now you're going up to 54-something%. You can't beat those odds. So you got to give as little juice away as possible, and that's what makes. And we'll talk baseball more, obviously, when baseball comes. But that's what makes taking the dogs so strong in baseball. Guys, follow Ben. I'm going to wrap it up because we got some stuff to do as the injuries starting to come in tonight. We got a big card tonight. If you're a How to Beat the Bookie member, you've already got 3 games. Like I said today, 2 NBA games for tonight, one NFL game for Sunday. And I'm going to be on top of injuries the rest of the night. You guys could follow Ben over his 7 o'clock live stream. Right, Ben? Tell him what's going on there.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be live at 7 o'clock Eastern. I see a lot of you guys asking me questions about college football for this weekend, college basketball for the week. Come hang out with us tonight. We'll be talking about all those games. And, 2 plays I'm on college, Buffalo Moneyline in football, and Drexel Moneyline in college basketball. So, come hang out with us tonight. And that link is in our bio. So we'll see you guys there.
All right, How to Beat the Bookie members. Let's get that streak going again. We're 21-2. Our last 23 NBA bets. We got 2 NBA bets so far tonight. Hopefully we come back tomorrow with 23-2. Let's make some money.
Good luck tonight, guys.